Well, I wanted to thank you guys both for coming, but I didn't forget about you, Trina. I know that there's a subject that really got you bothered and got a lot of people bothered, but just briefly how do you feel about the new light that Jehovah, who's perfect, who's runs the organization, that I guess Jehovah had a change of heart with something?
I had to laugh first.
Because I thought Jehovah doesn't change, but I guess that because
Well, I
I
mean, when you're dealing with something satanic, it's gonna change with the weather. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, we all know who's on this live know exactly where they stem from. So for them to say they shed light on anything is an attack on my senses and my sensibility, and for the fact that they have just hurt so many people with this. So just on educating yourself alone, we don't want to talk about the other stuff, just educating yourself.
We all had to give up college.
Not even college. Some even want, I never even heard that word in my house.
Mm,
College was never even that was never even spoke of.
yeah, yeah,
So my, when my thing was, okay, I guess I gotta get a job.
yeah.
And then you're trying to find the easiest thing to go with, to make your family happy. And that may not be necessarily what you wanted to do. I'm
Yeah.
gonna and let me just put this out there. When I was younger, your mom was such a mentor to me, right? And I remember she did fashion design, and so that really impressed me, right? And for the fact that that was one of the things I wanted to get into, is either fashion design or hair, do be a and that was never encouraged. That was never even something I could say, I could bring up to my mom that she would even be okay with me doing. So I already felt I was stunted anyway. Even when even if I came up with the idea and say, hey, I want to go into such and such and such. Oh no, you got to go, you're gonna be missing bees. uh you know what's that got to do with me trying to learn a skill and trying to better myself? And it just caused to show that this whole organization has dumbed down their people so bad over the years that they don't know which way end is up. you know my brothers, my sisters, same thing. They couldn't do what they wanted to do. They couldn't get into track. They could have got scholarships. It was never even brought up. And then you wonder why half the congregation is alcoholics. I got three brothers, all of them alcoholics, because they were never, their dreams was never, you know,
Fulfilled.
fulfilled. They was never encouraged to go anything further than just the basic. And they
Be,
wanted to do
be a good publisher. Be a
that.
pioneer. Yeah. Especially in Menlo Park. We kept hearing that as kids. Be a pioneer. Be a pioneer.
And to see where it has led to, it made me upset. It made me, and I'm sure it made a whole lot of other people upset. And I'm not even a part of the organization. I've been 30 years. But just to hear that, like, just for them to say, I was like, that's a slap in the face.
I
And
think that the religion. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had
go
to.
ahead. Sorry,
I was
go
just gonna
ahead.
say I think that they're falling apart at a level where they have no choice because nobody wants to join this religion anymore. Like, can you imagine like somebody nowadays wanting to become a Jehovah's Witness? Nobody wants to join a religion like this. So I feel that like they're so desperate to try to keep people in and get more people that they're doing away with all this stuff. And I think that it's like a double-edged sword for them because they think, okay, this is going to help get people in or help keep people in or get new people in. But at the same time, I think that people are starting to wake up from the brainwashing because they would always say, oh, well, Jehovah made the light brighter. No, you can't say Jehovah made the light brighter. It was very clear about how wrong it is to go to college. And then um, the association is bad, and the only education you need is a theocratic ministry school, and the end's coming. So they can't just pull Jehovah made the light brighter. No, like it's getting to the point where I think that people are waking up. So I think that it's just falling apart is what I think. I think they like birthdays is coming.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, they're falling apart. That's what I think. But I also think that I'm not saying this to be rude, I'm just being honest that like this is so stupid that to me it should wake them up out of hypnosis. So I think some people are going to wake up, but I feel like the people who are truly stupid, and I'm just being honest about it, is that you have to be stupid to stay in at this point. You can't say the light got brighter. Clearly, it's a bunch of men changing things to try to like cover things up, and desperation is what it is. I don't know. That's just my thought about it.
I feel like Michael Jackson. Have you seen my childhood? I want to know.
Hmm.
I gave me, man, just to think, like all the people that just got screwed over. Like this is generations of screw over.
Yeah.
You
I,
know,
I I look at it like this, and whenever we would read the Bible, the prophets would say, God would say, go to Nineveh and preach to them and tell them that this is going to happen and that's going to happen if they don't repent and blah blah blah. And everything was clear when God gave the prophets visions or told Jonah, go down and preach to these people. It was clear what they were supposed to do. This new light is bullshit. Because if they were really inspired and if God really talked to them, they wouldn't be getting things wrong because God was very clear in the Bible. I want you to go to this city and you preach and you tell them this and or whatever it was, whatever instructions that he gave a prophet, it was clear. There was no new light or, oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong, God. You should have explained it to me better. No, there wasn't that. It was always clear cut what the prophets were supposed to do. So by virtue of that, if they're relying on this new light bullshit, that's just a band-aid that they can use if they get something wrong. That's all it is. There's no,
and it's a ruse to keep people from really knowing what's really going on in the organization.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll throw this little, to pacify them. Y'all can dress the way y'all want to.
yeah.
Y'all can wear beards. Y'all can go to school, but y'all not addressing the real issue, which is y'all not protecting the children whatsoever. And it's just leading them into that's the main sacrifice you're supposed to give you're supposed to give up your children for this organization.
Or
And
they
it
take
ain't
it,
for the good. It ain't
yeah.
for the good.
Or they take your children,
They take your children, and then they can make it to where they're not your own kids won't even speak to you.
yeah.
Vice versa, your parents won't speak to you.
If you've ever tangled with the watchtower and you have children, the first thing they will do is attack your children. They will take the children from you. They will arrange through a third party to, all of a sudden Child Protective Services is on your doorstep because we got an anonymous phone call that you're abusing your child or you're doing. That's the watchtower. They will take your children as to cause you punishment because you have the audacity and the nerve to stand up to the watchtower, as if there's some big, entity that shouldn't be messed with. You
That's why
know, I,
baptizing a kid don't realize what they're really being baptized into.
yeah,
They don't
but
understand that at all.
that's just the whole point. I mean, I I I and I've said this before, and I'll say it real quick. One of my most favorite stories in the My Book of Bible Stories, which they don't even make that book anymore, and I'll tell you why they don't. Because in that book, it proves that you don't need witnesses. You don't need to become one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'll tell you how. There's a story, you can look it up for yourself, where Jesus and the 12 apostles are walking on the road and they encountered a man who could heal people. And the apostles then told Jesus, "Do you want us to go stop him, Lord? Because he's not one of us. He's not authorized." And Jesus said to them, "Why would you stop a man doing good work?" And everybody who read that story missed the point. The point was, you didn't have to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses to have the power of God. God will choose you if he wants you, whether you're Jehovah's Witness or not. That's what it told me. I was 14 years old when I read that story. And I thought, well, if this guy had the power to heal people and he wasn't one of the 12 apostles, then he could have only had this power if God gave it to him. So therefore, you don't have to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses to be to please God or to make or to get his blessings. Because obviously, this guy who was healing people, he had a good heart and he was a good person, because God wouldn't have bestowed that power on him unless he knew how to use it, unless he was a good person. And that's when I realized, I was 14 years old, and I realized I don't have to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses to please God.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was gonna say, I don't mean to cut you short, but we're like at 3 hours now, so
ooh,
it's gonna be,
wow. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to edit it down a little bit, the best that I can. But so and I'll edit this, be just saying that. But thank you both for coming on my channel. John, you're always welcome. Trina, you're always welcome too. And Trina actually is gonna be doing her own YouTube channel. I hope I'm not speaking too soon, but anyway, just keep it keep your eye on her YouTube channel. I'm gonna post the link. She doesn't have anything posted yet, but she's gonna be coming out with some stuff. And if you want to again hear her personal story, you can watch her on the channel Stop the Shunning. She just did an interview there. And then John, a lot of people were asking John questions when we did the CIA video. So I want everybody who was asking questions about the Stargate and all that stuff,
Oh,
write it in
okay.
the, oh, I was just gonna say, write it in the comments.
If
Um,
if I can persuade, and I'm speaking to the audience, if I can persuade Quinn to
well,
to
hold on,
let
hold
us.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I might, my mind might already be going there. Let me just see if it's going in the same place. Put all your questions for John, and if there's enough questions, then I'm just gonna let John do his own video, and you'll just be seeing John, and he'll address everything. He can take as much time as he wants on it. I'm not going to edit it down. Just he can go into all those subjects you want him to discuss. But there has to just be obviously more than at least three questions. I know John can elaborate on a lot of stuff. But yeah, then he can go as deep as you guys want to take him down the rabbit hole. You want him to give you a tour like they do tours in Bethel. He'll give you a tour like the Bethel tours in a rabbit hole. He'll show you the different compartments, the different type of rabbits that are down there. Like he'll give you a nice tour.
If they
Yeah,
want to know. I mean, I don't
yeah,
want to bore anybody,
mm,
but I know there's certain questions that
mm,
they've asked, and I I feel kind of shitty that I haven't addressed them,
mm,
and that's why I told you. I said, can we just do a program where I just do nothing
mm,
but answer questions?
yeah.
Um, that's so it's thank you. It sounds like I'm gonna get my way. But yeah, because there's so many things that you end up editing out, and a lot of the questions that they ask are stuff that you've already edited out, and I'm thinking, oh, well, they would have got the answer to that if you'd have left it in there. But yeah, I think it's time we answer a few questions and help a few people out, and yeah. If you would provide me with that opportunity to do that,
Mhm.
then I would be more than happy to, you know, answer some questions. Especially, I think her name is it's Mage Cow. She asked a question
You
about
got a couple of them that I seen on that
yeah.
other video. Yeah.
She asked
What you can do
about
too is besides any new questions, you can go back to that CIA video
yeah.
and see if you can find those ones that already asked the questions, and we'll see what other new ones come in.
Yeah, because we need at least what 10, 15 questions at least.
Well, I would say three questions because the video doesn't have to be long. If you only get like three questions, then I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
but at least three questions, I would
I'll
say
take
that. But
I'll
yeah,
take the best three questions.
yeah. Well, no, you can do more than that. I'm just saying that at
Okay.
least three questions to do the video. But do as many as you want. And
Well,
Trina, go ahead.
there's certain ones that I must address,
Mm,
like Laney
mm,
8387. I have to address her question.
yeah.
And there was another woman who said, why put up for tomorrow what you can do today? And I hopefully I'll answer that question when they get these documents. The link will be in the description, and it has nothing to do with Quinn or YouTube, but go and get those documents as soon as you can, because just because they're there now doesn't mean that certain people will not try to prevent you from seeing these documents. And if you want to know the reasons why they allow pedo stuff and all that other kind of stuff, it's in there. So, uh, yeah.
And just one more thing I got to say to Trina is that make sure next time that you have the police with you, because don't you know I'm a dangerous person? Like, I mean, you need to understand I'm a predator and I'm threatening. So like you got to be careful. Like get some protection. Maybe in fact the
Yeah,
Masonic I was
yeah.
gonna say the Masonic Lodge in your area they might be able to protect you too. So like um yeah, just make sure. Like and John, what is wrong with you? Like why would you have me around your friend Trina? Don't you know I'm a predator? Like you see the movie Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like that's the type of predator I am. I'm a monster, right? Like the movie
Well,
Predator.
Well, at
Trina
least
can
we're
take
Oh,
not in
so
the
next
invasion of
time,
the body snatchers.
Trina can take care of herself. I found that out one dark night. Is that a knife?
Okay, you're doing too much now.
uh, uh,
okay. Well, again, thank you guys both for coming on, and yeah, just leave your questions for John, and he'll have his own video, and he can again give you tour down the rabbit hole.
but be sure you want to know if we go down this rabbit hole. Be sure you want to know.